Hello, my name is Skylar Scarnecchia. I play basketball, volleyball, and I do track.
She's super competitive. Like, she's not gonna quit.
Always 110% all the time.
She was playing soccer, she was playing basketball, she had made a travel basketball team.
Towards the end of that, that's when we noticed that she started having a little bit of a limp.
So she didn't want to stop. As a parent, I was like, okay, maybe it's just a slight injury. So we just kind of let her do her thing. But as the year was going on, she wasn't putting weight on it.
So my mom took me to a foot and ankle doctor, and they said, oh, maybe it's plantar fasciitis, They sent me to therapy, nothing helped. So then we went to the Cleveland Clinic, and that's when we got a biopsy.
The majority of the time, lumps and bumps end up being benign entities, but our job is to figure out which ones are and which ones are the ones that we need to be more concerned about.
Skylar does have a very rare form of cancer, which is called synovial sarcoma.
The easiest way to think of a sarcoma is a cancer that originates in the bone or the muscle, in some kind of a connective tissue.
No one wants to hear that your 10-year-old has cancer. You don't want to hear it. Just really flip the world upside down. I mean, literally, life can change in an instant.
It was such a flurry of emotions. We were able to just become way closer as a result.
We always look at the rest of the body, and she had some very small spots in her lung. So chemotherapy was something that we suggested for two reasons. One, to treat those spots, but two, maybe we'll get lucky and see if we can shrink the tumor in the foot and maybe perhaps be able to save the foot.
I think 2 weeks after that, we went to chemo.
We've had tremendous support from the schools, from friends, and from family.
It meant a ton. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have been able to keep a smile on my face.
Skylar handled this better than most adults that I take care of.
She had to grow up a lot faster than what she needed to.
The chemo had taken care of the lungs, the spots in the lungs were gone, but the tumor, unfortunately, in the bottom of her foot, the chemo didn't do anything. It was go time, it was amputation. And this would be the best quality of life this guy could have.
That seems backwards, that an amputation gives you more function than trying to save the foot, but we have people running in not just the Paralympics, but the actual Olympics with below-knee amputations.
The morning of, they brought in a hospital gown, and Skylar goes, I'm not putting it on. That was a moment because everybody knew how strong Skylar had been.
It was hard knowing that I was going to wake up without a leg.
Fitting a prosthesis is not an easy thing. It's not just having to make sure that the connection between the prosthesis and the body fits, but it's also just the awkwardness of using it.
It was super hard because it's a new bone I'm starting to walk on. It was sensitive.
But she was up and she was ready to get back to life. She was tired of laying in a bed.
So when Skylar got the green light to start going back, I think it was more of it's about time.
And it only took her 2 months because then she was back playing soccer by August. She then played basketball her 6th grade year. Wasn't very fast, wasn't very good, but she was out on the court and she actually started.
I went to this camp called Camp No Limits, and it was other kids with slim loss. They had trying on blade legs, and I tried one on, and I fell in love with it.
She wanted to run track. That girl jumped up on that blade leg, went out into the parking lot, took off like a gazelle. It was amazing. She just took off running.
To be able to go out and run in front of all these other kids, I just think it's amazing.
The lives that she's touching, whether it's a direct or indirect way, whether she knows it or not, she's done a really good job at promoting a message.
I know that this happened for a reason, and I can show others and inspire others with my leg and my story.
Courage to me is the individual that runs to the problem and not away from the problem.
To me, it just means that you have the strength to get through something terrible.
The only thing that I can say what courage to me is when I look at my daughter.
Courage means to me something that you show others no matter the limits you think you have, there aren't any.